Welcome guys. In this video we are going to talk about the differences between structural and stereoisomerism. In the previous video we talked about these two kinds of isomerism. The structural isomerism is about the connections and stereoisomerism is about the arrangement. So let's see what we mean by these two terms. Let's meet these two brothers A and B. You can see that the head of A is made of an oxygen atom. His stomach is made of nitrogen. He has two legs of carbon and two hands of hydrogen. So overall, if you see, A has two carbon atoms, one nitrogen atom, two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. Now in this example we are not concerned with the number of bonds. So such a molecule does not exist. We are just using it for an example. The molecular formula for A thus becomes C2NH2O. Now let's look at brother B. He too has two carbon atoms, two hydrogen atoms, one nitrogen and one oxygen. So his formula will also be C2, 1N, two hydrogens and one oxygen. So you can see that their molecular formulas or the composition of these two brothers are same. But now let's look at the connections. And you can see that A has two legs as carbon atoms, whereas in B we have one leg of carbon and other leg of hydrogen. So connections become different, and when connections are different we have the structural isomerism. So whenever you have the same molecular formula but different connections, you get the structural isomerism. Let's take a real example now. If we have CH3, CH2, OH, then its molecular formula is 2 carbons C2, 6 hydrogens so H6 and 1 oxygen O. Now we can connect these atoms in a different way and we can get CH3O, CH3. Here also the number of carbon atoms is 2, the number of hydrogen atoms is 6 and the number of oxygen atoms is 1. So the molecular formulas are same but the connections are different. So these are structural isomers. Now let's look at what is stereoisomerism. In stereoisomers too, the molecular formula is same. So you can look at these two brothers and both of them have one oxygen, both of them have two hydrogens each, and then one hand of carbon and one hand of nitrogen. Now these two brothers have the same connections too. So connections also become same. And why? Because if you see carefully, both hydrogen atoms are attached as legs. The carbon atom is attached as a hand in A and also as a hand in B. Similarly, the nitrogen atom is also attached as a hand in both A and B. So the connections are also same. But here is the catch. In A, carbon is on the left side, whereas in B, carbon is on the right side. So the arrangement of atoms is different. And this gives rise to the isomerism that we call the stereo or space isomerism. So the difference between structural and stereoisomerism is that in structural isomerism we have different connections, whereas in stereoisomerism, In stereoisomerism, the connections are same but the arrangement is different. Now we are going to look at each of these types of isomerisms in detail one by one in the coming videos. See you in the next video.